Well, um, today I'm going to be talking about variation. This is a topic for GSS, especially for students that are preparing for GSS 3 examination. I'm going to be very quick. Variation, first of all, it means relationship between relationship. Sorry, relationship between two or more things. Okay, that's the basic definition for variation. So when you consider variation, you consider relationship between two things or more, and then a change in one brings about a change in the other. Okay, for instance, if I have 29 and I want to buy one exercise book, okay, so the more money I have, definitely the more exercise book I can get. So if I'm going to compare the money I have as against the book I want to buy, that is variation. So we basically have four types of variation. Okay, we have direct variation, inverse variation, joint variation, and partial variation. Okay, so now today I'm going to be talking about the direct variation quickly. Explanation: what is direct variation? How do I know a variation is direct, is inverse, is joint, or is partial? So because I'm talking today about direct variation, what is direct variation? In direct variation, as one quantity or as one thing or quantity increases, okay, it brings about it brings about it brings about an increase in the other quantity. Same way with decreases. As one quantity decreases, the other quantity also decreases. For instance, the situation I cited before: if I have more money, I get more book. That's a direct variation. Okay, the more people in the house, the more food they will consume. That's a direct variation. Why? Because as I increase the number of people in the house, I definitely have to increase the number of food. Rather the amount of food you're going to eat. So the more, or the less, that is direct variation. So now we're going to look at some questions from the past questions on direct variation, and we're going to solve them together quickly. The first one I have here, it says that's a variation sign. Okay, if C varies directly as N. Now that's an example of how direct variation is written. In the next video, I'm going to show you how inverse variation is written. So if C varies directly as N and C is equal to 28 when N is equal to 4, find the formula connecting C and N. Okay, so to do that, we're ready. First of all, C varies directly as N. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is to introduce a constant of proportionality. Okay, usually the first constant of proportionality introduced is K. K is almost used by all mathematicians. Okay, so I introduce a constant of proportionality, K. Therefore, C will be equal to K N. So I'm putting the K where N is. So when I introduce the constant of proportionality, the proportion sign, which is this, leaves there, changes to equal to. That's why I said I'm introducing a constant of proportionality. So now I look for the value of K, or I make K the subject of formula. To make K the subject of formula, I divide both sides by N. So I have C over N equal to Kn over N. So N cancel N. Therefore, K is equal to C over N. So the next thing I want to do is to substitute the values that I was given. So I go back to this. The value of C given to me is C is 28 and N is 4. So wherever I see C, I'm going to put 28, and wherever I see N, I'm going to put 4. So I'm going to write K is equal to, instead of me writing C, I write 28 over, instead of writing N, I write 4. So 28 divided by 4 will give me what? 7. So K 7. So now I know the value of K. When I know the value of K, then I can now have my constant of proportionality. Sorry, I have to erase this. Okay, so therefore, I come back to this formula. Please take note when I introduce my constant of proportionality. So C will be equal to, instead of me writing K now, I write what? 7. So C is 7n. Okay, this is therefore my constant of proportionality. This is my equation. This is the relationship that's given to. So the question says find the relationship, find the formula. This is the relationship, this is the formula. So quickly we'll go to the next example. Okay, I'm trying to be very fast. The next example says y is directly proportional to x when x is 10, y is 15. Find y when x is 4. So it means, first of all, I'm going to find my formula or my relationship that is connecting y and x. So going back to our notepad, sorry, I got to erase this quickly. First of all, y is directly proportional to x. Next thing I'm going to do is introduce constant of proportionality. Y will therefore equal to kx. The next thing I want to do is make k the subject of formula. So I divide both sides by x. Therefore, x cancel x. K is equal to y over x. Now, k equal to, I go back, what is my value of y and what is my value of for x? Y is 15 and x is 10. Take note, y is 15 and x is 10. So y is 15 over x is what? 10. So if I try to simplify, I have 5 here 2 and 5 here 3. So k is equal to 3 over 2. Now I put this into this formula. Okay, so when I put it into that formula, I have y equal to, instead of me to write rather here is 2, mind you, instead of me to write k again, I write 3 over 2x. So this is therefore my formula that is connecting y and x. So without getting this formula, I cannot find anything. So it's important that every variation you're given to, you have to find the relationship. It is the relationship you found that definitely can aid you or assist you with whatever you intend to do. So the next thing I'm going to do, sorry, I have to wipe here out. Okay, quickly. So I go back to my question. The question says find y when x is 4. So when x is equal to 4, then wherever I see x in this equation, I'm going to put it wherever I see x in this equation. So come back to my equation. It says y is equal to 3 over 2x. So instead of me to write x, and I write 4. So y is equal to 3 over 2 times 4. 2 here 1, 2 here 2. Okay, so 3 times 2 is 6. Y is therefore equal to 6. Okay, so this is the solution to that question. Okay, all these questions are definitely past questions for JSS3. I'm going to take these two, and the third one, I expect you to do it for me. Okay, the third one says y varies directly as x, and x is equal to 3 when y is equal to 4. Find the constant 10. The constant 10 here refers to only k, so you actually look for the value of k. That's all. Okay, thank you. And